Up and a bumpity bump and a wobble wobble. G'day everyone, welcome to Material Scale Models. The subject of this video is going to be the problems I've had with Vallejo Model Air and their normal model colour range and how I'm going to try to improve them. I like using this Model Air paint. When it works well. I'm just having a lot of trouble getting it to work. As a matter of fact, I have had a few projects that I've been doing on here and using the Model Air. It's just so frustrating that it just won't work, especially when you're masking around things. It has a tendency to want to not stick and pull off even over primer, because the bloody primer that they have underneath will pull off the plastic as well. That's after the plastic's been washed and cleaned. I've used nothing harsh chemicals. I just make sure the plastic is nice and clean, dust free. I will lay down this Vallejo black surface primer and it will still lift off the plastic. So I'm going to try a few things. What I had before was some little ball bearings that I got off the internet, off eBay, that were supposed to be paint mixer stainless steel ball bearings. They end up being only about the size of a piece of number 10 shot. Very, very small. Very hard to mix. This paint is very hard to mix. I don't know why they don't put a ball bearing in it for you when you get the thing. Maybe they want to get a few more bucks out of you. What I find frustrating with this paint is, unlike Tamiya and unlike Humbrol, and in some cases the Tester's Model Master, that it always seems to have, you always got your hand in your pocket to put something in with this paint for it to be able to be used correctly. Now, $5.50 a pot here in Australia, or what I pay for it, it works out that if you want to buy one of these and one of these, you just can't put that on your model aeroplane, because the bloody stuff won't stick unless you use a few other things. Now, the reason why I'm saying, people say yes, you should prime your model kits first, but what I'm saying is, from the beginner side of things, if a young fella wants to come in there, build a model, you know, it's a lot easier and cleaner for him to be able to use a water-based product that washes out in normal water, than to go for them and be able to have that model dry quickly, because kids like to build something, and so do adults, very, very quickly. So why can't this product be used straight out of the bottle, straight over plastic, without it not working properly? This is what's got my back up a little bit. Now, Tamiya, I know you could probably mix colours yourself to Tamiya, but that's not something for when you're under limited time building a model. You want to be able to grab the bottle, shake it up, put your base coat in, then work on it from there. This, I am going to give this one more shot. I'll be using Vallejo Model Air products on my S31 Spitfire for the Peter Person tribute build. I'll be using the faded PRU blue for the exterior, and then I'll be using the pale green for the cockpit interior, and then I'll use my favourite other paints for other bits and pieces, as in tyres, interior parts, etc, etc, dials, gauges, seats, etc. So what I'll be trying, be very careful using this stuff. This stuff will stuff the paint. It'll congeal it. If you put a little bit too much in there, that will congeal it and turn it into one big glob. It's horrible. I might be using it wrong. I'll see how I go. The airbrush flow improver, I think, is a must. This paint will dry on the tip. If you're not careful, you always, if you want to use this stuff, make sure you have a cotton tip or Q-tip, cotton bud, just soaked in a little bit of thinner, like acrylic thinner, just to keep your tip clear. So I'll be trying this with a combination now of some bigger bearings that I bought this morning. These are the AK stainless steel shakers. $14.95 from the hobby shop McCann's in Hobart. Hopefully, and I still don't know why we have to pay that for something that should already be in there at $5.50 a bottle. But I put them in there. You can hear it rattling around, which is good. So what I'm thinking is, before the ball bearings I had, the small ones, even though they were mixing the paint, it probably wasn't mixing the paint vigorously well enough to get the bloody thing to mix all the paint together to a consistency to let it be able to work properly. So once I try all this with this primer, the same thing, I'll mix it up. I'll bang a couple of big ball bearings in here, let it shake up so it mixes all nice together. I'll be using that on the inside of the aeroplane, and then on the outside, excuse the arm, as I showed you the other day, I bought some service primer. So that's another $18.50 for that. This will be my last hurrah for model air. If I can't get it to work, I'm virtually up Chick Creek without a paddle in a barbed wire canoe, because there's not much else I can get besides Tamiya and Humbrol. Tamiya's fantastic, can't beat it. Just the range of paints, I don't have time to mix it. Humbrol's brilliant, got a fairly good range. You can't beat the old Humbrol paint. You could spray that outside down to Antarctica and the bloody stuff would still work. I'm just thinking of something that's not going to stink the house out and work well. So that's what I'm trying to do to get Vallejo Model Air to work. I'm going to up the air pressure. I've been mucking around with the air pressure on the compressor. I'm running 2 air brushes. I'm running an old cheap airbrush to spray my primers and my big base colours. Then I've got my other eye water, and then I've got my harder and stem back I use for real finer details as well. So a 3rd airbrush. I don't like using this stuff in my harder and stem back. It seems to play up in that, but I'm going to try a few things and see how we go. The other product I have got from the try is their plastic putty. Another apparently quick drying, non-smelling stuff. Looks like toothpaste texture. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any trouble with their Model Air gloss varnish or anything. I do like that. But for some reason, and their paint, their gloss varnish does not peel off. The gloss varnish has a lot of glue in it. It's like a PVA based varnish, like the micro gloss. And like the Decalfix is almost the same product. It's like this white based PVA type glue. Hopefully, I don't know whether you could put some of that into some of this to get the bloody stuff to stick. It's just going to be an experiment. But I'll see how I go with it all. So, yep, sorry about the bit of a whingy guy today, but it just really frustrates me that every time you have to use a product these days, you've got to buy another product for it to use. And I just get a little bit frustrated. The hobby is supposed to be an enjoyment for everyone. We've got to get young children into the hobby instead of us old battle axes. I think Bilge Rats called me an old fossil rustical. Bloody greyhound jockey. We've got to encourage the young fellas to get into this hobby. And when he starts applying shit paint, and try to get people to enjoy the hobby and make it so frustrating, is what it really frustrates me. Because even that bloody Humbrol stuff they sell in the little tubs that come with the starter kits, oh bloody, how can a kid build a model with that? Unbelievable. But until next time, be safe, model hard. I might have to mix this with some beer or some whiskey and drink the shit if I can't use it for paint. See you later.